Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hi, everybody. So we're getting ready to start. Um, let's see. So this is my first live. Okay. Yay! Hi. Hi. How are you? Can you hear me? Can somebody drop down in the chat? If you're able to hear me. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to see you guys and to be able to meet everybody. Can you guys hear me? I have these new headphones on, and I don't know if you guys can hear me. If not, I can switch to the audio on here. Hi, are you able to hear me? Um, Sion123, can you write in the messages in the chat if you're able to hear me? I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. Hi, Tammy Roberts. Thank you so much for being here. Can you hear me? Tammy, are you able? Hi. Oh, thank you for the little hearts. They're beautiful. Tammy, can you hear me? Can you can you let me know? Yes. Okay, okay, okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking to myself. Um, okay, so I think let's see, is it 7? Well, it's almost 7. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So hi everybody. It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to meet you all. Um, let me know if it's too dark. I can turn some lights on. You're pretty and slaying right now. Oh, thank you so much. You're the best. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's been a pretty hectic day. But I was determined to do this. So here we are. um so today we're going to be discussing so first of all, how's everybody? Let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. I hope that you're doing great. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so grateful to be hanging out with you guys. Thank you for taking the time to do this, to hang out. Um, in my channel, it's all about good. Oh, I'm so happy that you're doing good. Uh, I'm glad that you're doing good and that you're taking the time to do this. Thank you so much for being here. One of the things that we always talk about is how to reach our dream lives and how to stop existing and thrive, truly thrive. And the book for this month was this book right here. So this is a Coffee Self Talk by Kristen Helmstetter. And even if you guys didn't read it, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to be going over the main points of the book. And it's so amazing because this book is focused on how we talk to ourselves and how that can help us create the life that we want, reach our dreams, reprogram our minds. And so it's an amazing book. I really, really love it. I highly, highly recommend it. I have linked a workbook that I put together for you guys. If you're interested, it's free. And you can do that after, our hangout or even during if you want. But I want to go over some of the important things from this book because I feel like it's really important understanding the importance of how we talk to ourselves and how that can truly transform our lives and how that can shape our reality. I've always been very interested in the human brain, and I'm studying neuroscience, and it's incredible how our brain can adapt and our brain can change. And everything in our life is literally created by our thoughts, our feelings, because those are what motivate us to take action one way or another. So I used to think, well, okay, so a little backstory. I was very lucky, amazing parents. So I've always known the importance of words and how I speak to myself, how I speak to other people, what I say out loud, and how that is shaping and molding my reality. And even then, even knowing that, I still remember that whenever I would make a mistake, I was so cruel towards myself. I remember that I would say, "Oh, like what an idiot. How could you do that?" Or How could you mess up like that?" Or "How did you not know that?" Or, "Oh, you're so stupid," or, things like those. And now looking back, I realize how detrimental that is for not only for our mental health, but also for what we're programming our brain to do. So we're literally telling our brain what we want it to look for in life, how we want it to see this experience that we're having. We're programming it by the words that we say, by what we read, by what we watch. So it's so important to be very mindful of how you talk, not only to other people, obviously, but I feel like a lot of us, I know in my case, I'm very careful with what I say to other people. I realize the importance of words. So I would never say to a loved one, like, "Oh, you're so stupid. How could you make that mistake?" But I used to talk to myself like that. And then I would wonder why I was so paralyzed when it came to making certain decisions, or why certain things felt so difficult, or why I couldn't do certain things or change certain habits. And then it was like, well, you're kind of putting yourself down all the time. So you're telling your brain that it's not capable, that you're not an intelligent person. And then it's going off of that script, and it's following, your guidance, what you're asking of it. So it's really important that we are very mindful of how we speak and to ourselves, about ourselves, with other people, because like I said, that's programming our brain. So those are some of the things in this book. And I also wanted to share with you guys how I read, because I feel like that's very important. So I always, whenever I read, I always write in my books. I don't know if you guys can see that because it's very light, it's pink. Um, but I always write notes in the margins of the book. I always add tabs to important parts that I want to come back to, and I tabbed some things up here that I wanted to share with you guys. So I will dive into one of these right now, but I just quickly wanted to preface this by saying that your brain is always listening. So everything that you tell your brain, it's a command. So if you want your life to be different, or you want to achieve things that you haven't achieved before, you have to really stop and think about what you've been telling yourself and how you've been programming yourself. For instance, I used to always say that I was running late, that I was unorganized. And by simply saying that, you're literally programming yourself to continue to see that. Um, if you say that you're indecisive and you're constantly repeating that about yourself, that's programming. Switch that. Once you start paying attention to the thoughts and the words that are constantly repeating themselves inside your head, you start to realize that a lot of them don't serve you. So you have to learn to talk to yourself in a way that allows you to move in the direction that you want to move. So, and another really important thing is neuroplasticity. So before, it was believed that, an old dog can't learn new tricks. So it was thought that once you get to a certain age, your brain is formed, and basically it is what it is, your personality set, and basically you're incapable of change. And now we know, thanks to so many studies and having learned about neuroplasticity, that the brain is literally sort of like plastic, and it can change, and it can, you can grow, you can make any changes that you want to make in your life. um, and one amazing way to do that is by being mindful of your thoughts and how you're talking to yourself. So basically that's what this book is about. And I wanted to share something here with you guys. So let's see. Okay. Truly confident people don't brag. They feel no need to, nor do they crave attention or feel the need to always be right. And self talk is proactive. So, what she was referring to here is that all these things that we want to create, so more confidence, more vitality, more energy, more focus. whatever it is that you're trying to create, it's all an internal process. And when these shifts happen, they're not loud, they're not in your face, right? Like truly confident people, or I think people like sometimes don't understand that distinction between confidence and someone who's seeking attention, or someone who is bragging, right? They're completely different things. Confidence is usually very, very calm, and is very quiet. It's very internal. All these things happen internally, and these changes, when they happen, you'll notice them in the way that you make decisions, in the way that you walk, in the way that you hold yourself, in the way that you feel in certain situations. So yeah, they were just really, really great points, and I made some notes that I'm going to refer to right now. But there are some parts in here. Okay, so here she says, she's talking about taking responsibility for our life. So it says, um, all self-talk, positive or negative, impacts you. So whether you're saying good things or you're saying negative things, it's going to have an impact in your life either way. So once you accept responsibility that all self-talk, good or bad, is a choice, your choice, you can choose good self-talk or bad self-talk. But why would you choose bad self-talk, right? And through self-talk, you can literally change your brain. You can change your programming. And by changing your programming, you're changing your decisions, you're changing the way that you walk through life, the way that you respond to situations. It's really that impactful. And it's incredible because it seems so silly. It's like, yeah, so saying affirmations or saying something nice about myself, that's going to change the way that I go through life. Yes, it really is. Imagine that I mean, there's even been studies that show that plants react to how we talk to them. Plants, there's a really amazing documentary, and I'll share it on my Patreon because I don't remember the name of it right now, but it was a study that was made with water, and the study showed that just by sound, just by the energetic frequency of the words that the water was being, subjected to, the water would change. The water would make different images, and it would either go bad into like some spoiled and nasty water, or or it would create these beautiful, amazing images. And that's just water, right? So imagine a human being with feelings and emotions. And mind you, we're like, what is it, like 70% water? So words are truly, truly important. So I have some points over here that I wanted to share with you guys. So first of all, in the comments, can you guys let me know if this is resonating with you? Have any of you read the book? What were your thoughts about it? Have you tried self-talk? I mean, we all do self-talk, right? Whenever we're thinking about something that we did in the past or something that we would like to do in the future, the way that we talk to ourselves, that's self-talk. Or like, I guess our thoughts, right? So, super clear example. Today, I had some car issues, and the first thing that I thought was, I am calm under pressure. I'm the type of person that can handle any situation. Um, there's always a solution. Everything's going to be okay. I will find a way. There is a way, and I will find a way. And it was a very hectic day, and there was a lot of things going on, and it was very frustrating. But I knew that everything was going to be okay. And just talking to myself like that is completely different from what I used to do before. In the past, my thoughts would have been, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Why is this happening? I don't understand. Uh, something always has to go wrong. Sorry about that. Something always has to go wrong. It's always something. Um, you know, I do my best. Why do bad things happen? Blah, 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 blah. Right? I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have checked that before. Um, I'm never on top of things. uh, whatever, right? That would have been my train of thought before. And that doesn't help. It doesn't help you in the moment. It doesn't help you react better. It causes stress within your body. And if you step back and you think about the situation, everything has a solution. Everything always has a solution. So, what's the problem, right? The calmer that, you know, how whenever did you know that most people drown because they panic? Like, that's the reason that they drown is because they panic in that moment and they start, swinging their arms like crazy, and they wear themselves out and they tire themselves out. And then, unfortunately, that happens. So staying calm in stressful situations is usually the key to overcoming them. And usually it's the last thing that we do, right? Usually when something bad happens, the first thing we do is panic and stress and I should have done this, I should have done that. But you can be mindful of that. You can be aware of that. And even before something happens, just remind yourself constantly, I'm the type of person that can handle anything. I'm a very capable person. I trust in my abilities. I trust that I will be okay. I trust to take care of myself and to find a way to make it out of, any issue. And then when the moment does come, remind yourself, what type of person do I want to be? I want to be the type of person who's calm under pressure. I want to be the type of person who knows that no matter the situation, somehow, I'm going to make it through and it's going to be okay. I'm going to find the best solution. And if I stay calm, then I'm already helping the situation. So, anyway, that's a very, very small example of how self talk can literally reprogram our brain. So, let's see. Let me know in the comments if you guys do self talk. Do you like self talk? Um, have you experienced anything good or bad from self talk? Have you read this book? So, here are some of the points that I wanted to go over with you guys. So, these are the main key points that I got from this book. So, number one, your self talk is programming you. So, we already talked about that, right? The thoughts that we repeat, they become beliefs, and your brain doesn't question repetition, it accepts it as truth. So, the more you do something, the more ingrained it gets in your brain. Most people are running unconscious negative scripts daily. So, most people have the same thoughts on repeat, and most of those thoughts are negative. So, um, what are you currently telling yourself? That's a really important question that I would like to ask you. And if you'd like to share in the comments, I would love to know. But also something to ask yourself regularly. Like, what am I telling myself? How am I talking to myself? Am I nice to myself? Am I being kind to myself? I know I'm kind to other people, but am I also kind to me when I make a mistake? Am I gentle with myself? Am I understanding with myself? Um, okay, so another point, number two, is repetition is the real secret. We briefly talked about that. So, not motivation. So, motivation, I think most of us already know. Motivation is something that comes and goes. Motivation is typically not lasting. It's something that in the moment, we get a burst of motivation because of something that we saw or something inspired us, and then it wears out. So, we can't really rely on motivation. We have to create habits and systems in our lives that replace motivation. So whenever, you know, whenever it is that you're doing your self-talk. So for instance, the book recommends doing it whenever you're drinking your coffee. So you're drinking your coffee and you drink your coffee every day. Let's just say, right? Not me, because I don't like coffee, but I like tea. So you're drinking your coffee, you're drinking your tea in the morning. You do it every day. And then along with that, you start doing positive self talk. So you start telling yourself things you like about yourself. You start reminding yourself of good things that you've done, that you've accomplished. And then over time, it becomes a habit, sort of like habit stacking. So now every time you drink your coffee or you drink your tea, your brain automatically starts your habit that you've established, which is positive self talk. So That habit, you don't rely on motivation for that. It's just repetition. It's just forming a routine and a habit. So change doesn't come from one breakthrough moment. It comes from consistent repetition of new thoughts. So the more we do something, the more it sticks, the bigger the impact in our lives, right? And this is how you rewire neural pathways over time. So neural pathways are literally like highways in our brain. So say that you have a negative habit that you want to change. Say that that negative habit is, I don't know, waking up late. And you've done this habit so much that it's an established highway, right? So there's no construction happening. There's no construction crew, nobody's working on the highway. It's built, it's set. You don't have to think about it. Or say that you stay up late. You don't have to think about it. It happens automatically. You don't have to do anything. That's been established. So now, if you want to create a new habit in place of that habit, we have to create another highway. So in order to create the other highway, you start doing the new habit. So, say that every day at night you get on your phone and you start scrolling. Well, now you're trying to create a new habit, which is every day at night you read a book. So, at first, it's not automatic, right? You have to set reminders, maybe set a reminder on your phone. Maybe you habit stack it with something else. So, maybe after you brush your teeth, you go grab a cup of water and you have your book there. So you drink your cup of water and you grab your book. And the more that you do it, the more that that becomes an established habit. Um, so that's how neural pathways get formed in our brain. You do it consistently until that highway, that new highway that you've built, is no longer under construction. It's just a highway that you can smoothly ride, right? Now it's a habit. You don't even really have to think about it. That's how even bad habits form. Um, so small daily practice beats occasional inspiration. So don't do this or anything for that matter that you want to stick in your life. Don't do it sporadically. You have to take small, consistent actions daily until it sticks. And then once it sticks, then it's easy going from there. Um, so what is self-talk? We already talked about it. Is the way that we talk to ourselves, right? And then she recommends morning self-talk because it sets a tone for your day. So if you do it first thing in the morning, if first thing in the morning you wake up and the first thing you do is brush your teeth, she recommends coffee. It could be with anything. First thing you do is brush your teeth. And then when you're brushing your teeth, you're going through a list of things that you like about yourself. So you're honest, you're kind, you're a good friend, you're a good listener, you're patient. And imagine how you're going to feel versus if first thing in the morning you go on your phone and you start looking at all these horrible things that are happening around the world. Like that is a completely different experience, right? Or say that you're brushing your teeth and you start thinking about all of the reasons that you have to feel good, to feel happy, to feel grateful, right? So in my case, I started thinking my my loved ones are healthy. I'm healthy. I have my beautiful, amazing, wonderful pets. They're healthy. I have my home. I feel loved. I feel cared for. Um, I get to do what I love. I get to wake up and experience nature and go outside and breathe fresh air and look at the trees and look at the sky. Life is magical because I have eyesight. I can see color. You know, like I start thinking about all these amazing things, amazing reasons why I should be grateful, things that I usually take for granted. And that makes me feel incredible. So that sets my day up. That sets the tone for my day in a very different way than someone who is scrolling on social media, comparing themselves to ridiculous beauty standards set by, you know, men, who have never walked in heels and have never worn a bra. And they're telling women how they should look and dress, right? It's going to be a completely different experience. So that's why she recommends it in the morning. And I completely agree. I think it's so amazing for us. Our mind is most impressionable right after waking up and right before going to sleep. So if you want to reprogram your brain, the best time to do it is as soon as you wake up or right before you fall asleep. Um, what you say to yourself in the morning shapes your mood, your focus, your actions. We talked about that. Okay, and then I wanted to share with you guys a practice idea. So create a simple morning script, and we're gonna do one right now together. If you guys stick around for another 5 minutes, we'll do a self-talk session together, just so you can see how easy it is. Um, but yeah, I want to invite you guys to create like a little self-love, self-talk script, and then whenever you do your self-talk, just read it to yourself, and see just see how amazing that is for you. Okay, number four, speak it in the present tense. So always, if you guys know anything about manifestation, your or reprogramming your brain, everything is always happening in the present moment. So it's never I will, right? I will be in shape, I will run a marathon. No, it's I am in shape. I signed up for that marathon. I asked this person out. I am living my dream life. It's always in the present tense. Always use language like I am, I choose, I create. This helps your brain to begin aligning with that identity, which is really important. So creating an identity shift is so important when it comes to creating true long-lasting change. And this isn't about pretending, it's about training your mind towards a direction. So it's not that you're which is something different, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but this isn't play pretend. Like this is my goal, and all I'm doing is I'm like, getting ready to hop on this train. All right. Number five, you must replace, not just remove, negative thoughts. So you never erase like habits, you replace them. That's the way that our brain works. So you can't just stop thinking negatively. You have to replace their negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Whenever you get a negative thought, don't punish yourself, don't be mean to yourself. Just say, okay, this is not true. Actually, I am this and this. So whenever I would have a negative thought or I have a negative thought, I challenge it and I say, actually, that's not true. There have been many times when I have, you know, completed a difficult project. I am good at completion. I am good at whatever, right? Um, I am good at organization. And then think of times when you've done that. Think of times when you, I mean, you graduated kindergarten, right? Like there you go. You graduated elementary, whatever, right? You completed that race, or you got the promotion, or you applied for the job, or you went for that, you know, internship, or you asked that person out. You've done difficult things before. And our brain sometimes likes to trick us into believing that we haven't. And sometimes it feels like, well, I really haven't done much, or the last, year has gone by in vain, or whatever that is. And it's usually not the case. So replace that negative thinking. Um, Number six, consistency over perfection. So missing a day doesn't matter, but quitting does. So now that you're establishing positive self-talk, and if you're doing the morning coffee self-talk, then hi and welcome. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that means. 6777. Um, so it doesn't missing a day doesn't matter. What matters is that you don't you don't stop. Um, what matters is that you don't quit. So keep going. Um, the goal is to build good habits, right? And not be perfect. Number seven, identity shift is a real goal. So you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing who you believe that you are with positive self-talk. So for instance, I'm gonna be running a 10K in May. which is, not, it's in a few weeks. So, in order for me to take the steps to do that, I have to believe that I'm the type of person who could run a 10K. And of course I am. Like anybody who is physically capable of running a 10K can run a 10K. So I have to prepare myself mentally by reminding myself, hey, I've run before. I can run a 10K. It's not a big deal. I'm athletic. I'm outdoorsy. I love, doing sports and doing participating in an event with other like-minded people is going to be so amazing. So then that becomes your identity. I am a runner. I am someone who runs a 10K. I am someone who does difficult things. I am athletic. Um, and that is truly, I think, the biggest and most important thing that comes from positive self-talk is that we get to shape how we see ourselves and who we are. And that changes the way that we live our lives. Because obviously, somebody who believes that they're athletic is going to behave completely differently to someone who believes that they're a couch potato, or someone who believes that, it would take, all this effort to participate in a race, versus someone who's like, oh man, like that would be something fun to do. That would be exciting. That's something I would like to try, right? So which one do you want to be? Because you can be either one. Like you can truly be either one. You can be the couch potato or you can be an athletic person who runs races. And that's just an example, right? Apply that to anything in life that you want. You get to choose who you want. You get to choose your identity and create that. And a really awesome way is through positive self-talk. Number 8, emotion amplifies results. So if you know anything, like I said, about manifestation, people always talk about the importance of feeling, right? Feeling something. That creates an even stronger, faster shift in your mind. So saying affirmations that are generic is not really going to do much, right? You can start that way. You can start to talk to yourself and say things about yourself that are generic if you don't know where to start. So you can say things like, I'm intelligent, I am successful, I am abundant, I am healthy. But eventually, you want to say things that are meaningful to you and that truly make you feel excited and alive and awake. So, number 9, start small so it actually sticks. So 5 minutes a day is enough. The key is to make it easy and repeatable. Number 10, you can rewrite your story at any time because now we know, like I said, through neuroplasticity, that you can change your brain anytime that you want. And then, um, for closing, I want to ask you guys to reflect on what is that one new belief that you're choosing today. So, you know, if you could pick, and you can choose anything you want. This is literally your reality and you're creating it. What is one you believe that you would like to choose today? So, is it that you're healthy, that you're fit, that you're outgoing, that you're fun, that you have a lot of energy? What is it? And what will your 5 minute daily self talk sound like tomorrow? So, tomorrow when you're drinking your coffee, or tomorrow when you're brushing your teeth, what is that self talk going to sound like? So, those are some of the things that I got from the book. And I thought that I thought this book was really great. I really, really enjoyed it. It really served as a strong reminder of the importance of how we talk to ourselves and the importance of monitoring our thoughts and choosing our thoughts and changing negative thoughts, limiting thoughts to things that actually serve us. So now, I would like to do a guided coffee self talk with you guys. It's going to be a quick 5 minute practice and then we'll we'll end this live here. So let's see. Get comfortable. Let me do the same. All right. So I'm going to be looking down at my phone because this is where I have my notes. Okay, so go ahead and get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. If you have your journal, keep it nearby. Okay, so this is your moment to reset, to reconnect, and to gently begin again. Grounding. Let's take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your body to soften. Release any pressure, any expectations. You don't need to be perfect here. You just need to be present. Now we're going to begin speaking to ourselves with intention. Remember, your mind is always listening, and what you repeat becomes what you believe. So I'm going to share some affirmations with you guys, and then you can repeat them on your end. And I hope that they resonate. If they don't, you can replace them with something that does. But this is just so that you can get an idea of what self talk would sound like. I am becoming more aware of the thoughts I choose to believe. I am allowed to rewrite my story at any time. I choose thoughts that support my life, the life that I want to create. I am capable. I am growing. I am evolving every single day. I trust myself to take aligned, meaningful steps forward. I am creating a life that feels good to me. I am worthy of my dreams. I am allowed to pursue them fully. I release the need to doubt myself and I step into trust. I am proud of who I am becoming. I am showing up for my life with intention, with care, and with belief. As you repeat these words, allow yourself to feel them, even if it's just a little. Feel what it would be like if this were already true. Let that feeling settle into your body. Take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. And now notice how you feel. Notice the shift. Even if it's small, something hopefully has shifted in a good, positive way. Okay, so before we finish, I would like to ask you, what is one thought, one positive thought that you would like to carry with yourself today? And I would like to invite you to let that thought be your anchor. And when your mind tries to pull you back into old patterns, come back to that thought. So, for instance, if you want to be more carefree, then your affirmation could be, I enjoy life fully, I am free, right? Whenever you start to feel tense, just repeat that to yourself and come back to that because that's what you're trying to create. So that's basically how self-talk works. And I want you to remember that you are able and allowed to choose again and again and again. You can make changes to your destination. You can choose different things, different goals. You can change your life right now, this moment, this second. You can make the decision to create a new reality for yourself. Um, and that is basically it, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this live book discussion of Coffee Self Talk by Kristen Helmstetter. And I really enjoyed this book. I think it's a really, really good book. I will link it down below. I will also link anything else that I discussed in this video. And I want to invite you to maybe share in the comments some of the ways that you are using self talk in a positive way, some of the changes that you're making in your life, anything that you're pursuing this year, any new goals. Um, I have about 1.5 million goals that I'm working towards, and it's life just gets better and better and better. And the more aware that you are of your thoughts, the easier it is to create the outcome that you want. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any thoughts, anything you would like to add. And then also let me know what you guys think we should do for next month's book. So I'm an avid reader, and I'm usually reading two books at a time, sometimes more. And one is a nonfiction, so something like this, and the other one is a fiction. So one is to relax, and the other one is to continue to learn and continue to grow. So for next month, let me know if you guys think we should do another nonfiction or if we should switch it up and do some fiction to relax and to have fun. It's been a blast hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, continue to create the life of your dreams. Take care, friends. See you soon. Bye.